From the first minute, the clock is already working against Johnson. This isn't a routine check-in. It's sentencing day and probation's file isn't clean. We've got a missed alcohol test on July 1st, an incomplete screening with Von Schwartz, and a last-minute trip to community corrections that produced no test. Defense is pushing hard for an adjournment to protect employment at St. Joe's. Smart optics, because stable work can sway a judge. But here's the real tension. This court previously warned Johnson about compliance. In sentencing world, warnings matter. Is this a story of a defendant trying to get back on track, or a pattern of pushing boundaries until the final bell? If you were on the bench today, would you buy more time or draw the line?
She is gainfully employed at St. Joe's. She does not want to lose that job. In the alternate, if the court is inclined to remand her in both speaking with Ms. Johnson and her father, our request would be to potentially allow that remand to happen a couple weeks in the future so she can take time off work at St. Joe's so she does not lose that job. Other than that, Your Honor, we respectfully request an adjournment of the sentencing.
And Teresa Clare on behalf of probation. Your Honor, I did communicate with Community Corrections this morning. She did go over, and she wasn't scheduled to do a test today, so she did not test. She did do her download of her scram. I just confirmed with them that there was no violations on the scram. However, she had not reported to them after June 15th. So there was quite a bit of info that they had to download on that. So I do know that there was no violations on the scram. However, probation also wants to point out to the court.
This is the nuance most viewers miss. A clean scram download doesn't erase missed reporting. Scram monitors alcohol through a wearable device, but compliance also means showing up, communicating, and following orders. Probation notes a gap after June 15th, administrative non-compliance that signals risk. Courts weigh two threads at once: the data, no alcohol violations, and the behavior, missed check-ins, missed test scheduling. When defense says community corrections couldn't test today, that's not the same as a scheduled completed test. So the judge must decide, is the risk administrative sloppiness or willful disregard? Question for you, does a clean device outweigh missed duties, or do missed duties tell the real story?
And then when you pled, why didn't you do your alcohol screening and assessment?
Forgot to print it out.
What?
I said I forgot to print it out.
Oh.
I forgot to print it out lands like a thud in a sentencing hearing, especially after a prior warning. Judges separate reasons from excuses, and this one leans squarely into accountability. Think of the signal it sends. After being given a break in April, the critical assessment still isn't done, and the explanation is paperwork. The optics are tough. Legally, the alcohol assessment informs sentencing options. Without it, the court's tools narrow to custody and maximums. This is the moment where credibility erodes. Viewers, what's your read? Honest mistake under stress or a pattern of avoidance? And if the court offers one more extension, does that incentivize compliance or undermine the court's authority?
Time. And I don't want to.
Paper?
What?
The paper?
What?
All the lists on it? What is Von Schwartz?
That's for your alcohol screening and assessment.
Is that somebody I'm supposed to go to? What does that name stand for?
That's somebody that you need to call to set up an appointment so that they can interview you and do an assessment.
Okay.
And Your Honor, my office, I know that the clerk's office sends things out. My office also sent an email to her on June 5th, which gave her the packet and the information for the alcohol assessment in addition to the information to complete the victim's income.
Let's decode the checklist. Von Schwartz isn't a mystery name. It's the provider for the required alcohol screening and assessment. The process is straightforward. Call, schedule, interview, complete assessment. Results inform sentencing. Defense confirms the clerk's office and counsel provided the packet on June 5th, so notice was clear. Add the victim's impact paperwork and the $75 re-referral fee, and we're looking at simple, time-bound tasks. None are optional. Why does this matter? Because courts measure responsibility by how defendants handle basic, documented steps. Every missed email, unpaid fee, or unscheduled call narrows judicial patience. Would you pause sentencing again here or decide that repeated nudges haven't worked?
So in this, I'm going to, for the bond violation, I'm going to remand her for 3 days. Washtenaw County Jail for the bond violation. And then remanded.
Here's the pivot. The judge moves from warnings to consequences. 3 days remand for a bond violation. That may sound brief, but symbolically it's massive. Bond conditions are a promise to the court. Break them, and credibility collapses. Notice the choreography. Custody is ordered, tensions spike, and suddenly Dad's voice enters the record. This is classic courtroom gravity. Sanction first, then see if accountability finally clicks. For viewers, the legal takeaway is simple. Even minimal jail time can be the lever that restores compliance. Do you think the remand is proportionate? Or should the court have gone straight to maximum exposure given the history?
I was hoping that you didn't take her to jail because
I know.
she need this job so bad.
I know. And trust me, I did not want to. Miss Polera, can you give to Dad the Von Swartz information and the victim's impact information so that he has it, so that I get where he is, so that he knows what she has to do?
Yes, Your
So
Honor. I do know, I heard him in the hallway, really getting after her for.
Final take. The court balanced pressure with a path forward. The record shows no scram alcohol violations, but significant administrative lapses, missed reporting, missed test, and an unfinished assessment despite clear June 5th instructions. The judge enforced accountability with a short remand for a bond hit, then leveraged family support. Dad steps up with funds, plans, and direct coordination for Von Schwartz and victims' paperwork. Broader implication: courts will bend but not break. Compliance is a verb, not a vibe. What's your verdict? Fair balance or too lenient? If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.